Well, has the smell of cookies ever made you feel happy? On the other hand, is something smelling stinky, it just puts you in that bad mood? Well, that's because your nose knows. Today we have author Dr. Elizabeth Lombardo from Chicago, Illinois, here to help us learn more about the smell impacts your mood and ways to control scents around the house. Good morning from the Windy City.
Good morning. It's great to be here.
It is great to have you here. Now, you know, we've all felt particular emotions when we smell certain scents. Why is that?
Yeah, so here's the thing. Your nose actually has about 5 million receptors in it. And it probably goes back to the cave times when we used our nose for survival, right? Our nose would sniff out maybe enemies or help us find food. Now, we don't need our nose for survival anymore, but the nose is actually directly related and linked to your brain and a part of the brain called the limbic system. The limbic system is in charge of memories and emotion. It's why you can smell a scent you haven't smelled in decades, and it'll bring you right back to, say, your high school sweetheart, or maybe a time when you were a child.
Wow, that is fascinating. Now, you know, we spend a lot of time in the home, in the kitchen, particularly gathering place for many families. What can you tell us about the smells in this room? Because these are smells that as adults take you back to childhood as well.
Sometimes they can when they're pleasant smells, and sometimes, you know, foul odors can create foul atmospheres. And one of the biggest culprits can be the kitchen sponge. That's why I teamed up with Scotch-Brite brand. They've got this new extreme scrub sponge that has a patented antimicrobial property, so it resists bacterial odor. No more stinky sponge. And with 4 times the scrubbing power, not only do you not have to soak your dishes, but you get your dishes done quicker and faster. You get that sense of achievement, because let's face it, clean just feels good.
It not only feels good, but it smells good. But you know, I've heard that bad smells sometimes appear to go away after a while, but that's not always the case. Sometimes it gets even worse. And this immunity to stinky scents is a real thing.
Exactly, exactly. So there's something called sensory adaptation that occurs. It's kind of like if you go to someone's house, most people's house have a certain smell that they don't realize. That's sensory adaptation. It happens when your nose detects certain scents and your brain says, that's not dangerous. I don't have to attend to that anymore. So you kind of stop noticing that scent so that your brain can then focus on other odors that might be dangerous. It's kind of like if you ever light a candle or spray some air freshener. You smell it for a bit, but then it seems to fade away.
Seems to fade away. And that's one of those things too that, you know, when you're selling a house, a lot of people say it's good to have some maybe fresh chocolate chip cookies that are being baked. I'm doing that right now, even though the house is not necessarily sold. Do you have any additional quick tips for making our home smell great during the summer?
Absolutely. So when I have friends over, I love to create a simmer pot. You just put in water and any kind of aromatic spices or fruit, turn it on, and it'll go throughout the house and just make it smell so nice.
And Dr. Elizabeth Lombardo, where can we get some more information? I know that so many people always want to make sure that their house smells so good. Where can we get some more great information?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can go to scotch-brite.com for all kinds of great information on how to have that feel, because clean feels good.
I like that feel, and I like that clean feel as well. Thank you so very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Now a little road tripping with Aaron.